Let's get going. 8 o'clock. Tonight we are doing Operation Onyx Resolve. SITREP, after last week, establishing freedom of navigation through the task force Zulfagar has taken to bolstering their forces deep within Iran. Threat of escalation remains, but their objectives are largely still a mystery at this time. Cowboy did a great job neutralizing the SA-6 last week, so we have a window into the Iranian mainland. The primary surface threats are still Iran's fortified air defense network, nestled along the coastline and inland. They are extremely dangerous still, so give them the respect they deserve. If you fly too far north into Iran, you will die. That is your only warning. Tonight, we are going to undertake a series of preemptive strikes on some strong points and airfields throughout the Gulf to loosen the task force's hold on the area and give us a little bit of breathing room and some strategic assets to use in the future if we so choose. The long and short of it, we're going to execute a bunch of strikes to loosen their foothold. Like I said, Reaper, the F-15s are advised to minimize exposure to SAM threats. We will be the only ones venturing onto the mainland. So people that aren't me, that don't know what's going on, be careful. If able, search for and destroy a forward operating base somewhere within the Gulf. Its location and threat level are unknown, so proceed with caution and good luck. Asset overview, same as usual. We have the 3 Navy tankers, the 4 Air Force tankers, 1 for each airframe, as everyone has come to expect at this point, so nothing unusual there. The 2 AWACS and the carrier strike group is in roughly the same location as last week in the eastern part of the strait. Enemy assets tonight are, like I mentioned, the air defense network. There is a known SA-10 to the north of Bandar Abbas. The airfield itself is roughly the engagement zone. If you proceed much further north, you will definitely get shot at. Expect manpads, some light AAA, and some other light defenses around the island air bases in the Gulf. And proceed with caution if you venture too far north. Direct air threats will be a small contingent of MiG-29s north of Bandar Abbas, and possible CAT flights originating from somewhere in Iran. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Forecast for tonight. Just after midnight, it will be dark. There is a full moon, a little bit of cloud cover, but very high, and some light winds. Should be a little bit brighter than last week, but mostly the same. The meat and potatoes of it tonight, the primary strike force is going to consist of everyone except Checkmate, the Tomcats. I don't think we have any Harriers tonight, so Bourbon, I added 2 extra waypoints at the end of your sequence. Those are for Siri and Abu Masa, if you so choose to go down there and take those on. But your primary objectives are still the 2 Tund Islands. Sting and Cowboy are going to compose the northern leg of the strike group. Sting will be striking Keshem and Bandar Abbas airfields. There are a series of fuel and ammunition depots that you guys have, or that Sting has waypoints on for pre-planned strikes, and Cowboy will be opening up the lane for them to do that, suppressing any air defenses and making sure that Sting has a window to get their bombs off or whatever they choose to do. Gambler is going to Kish, is here, the westernmost island. And Reaper, as I mentioned, is going to Lar here in the mainland. Everyone's targets are fuel and munition storage facilities. We need to refrain from damaging the paved surfaces if possible. Like I said, we would like to use these airfields in the future if we so choose. So limit the damage as much as you possibly can. And again, your final warning, do not venture too far north into Iran. You will not have a good time. Cowboy, a special note here, you'll have to silence the SA-10 and anything else in Sting's AO here around the northern half of Keshem and the southern coast of Iran around Bandar Abbas. You do not have to kill anything. You just have to make sure Sting has a window to do what they need to do. Any damage done is a bonus, but not required. And our cat boys tonight, checkmate. You guys will be doing roughly the same thing you did last week, protecting the strike package with top cover. You can expect all threats from the north and do not pursue anything onto the mainland. There is a battery at Kasab if you need a little bit of backup, but try to engage them before they become a problem for Sting or Cowboy if possible. Any questions on the bulk of the details here? There'll be a little bit more to come. Okay. The next couple slides are just going to be some images. Keep in mind these are with gamma cranked all the way up. It will be darker than this. Reaper, your objectives are the fuel storage depot here and the ammo storage depot here to the west. I believe there are waypoints on all of these. One of these might be split. I don't remember. But they are prime for pre-planned targets. Keep a low profile if possible. That will become important here in a little bit. Keshem, this is Sting 1 and 3. This is the southwestern objective of the two. Your target points are the same, fuel storage and ammo storage. You have waypoints on all of these target points 2 through 6 and 7 through 12, respectively. Similar story for Sting 2 and 4. Your targets are a little bit more spread out, but here you can see there are a litany of fuel trucks. Your middle points here, 3 through 7, are larger fuel storage tanks. And then on the, I believe this is actually the northern end of the runway, there are ammo depots stored, or ammo depots and storage all up here in this area. This is one cluster of targets. This is the other cluster. There are target points for each. Everyone should have waypoints on the jet. Should be relatively straightforward. Support assets, like I mentioned, should be standard fare at this point. TACANs and frequencies as listed. The tanker block is south of Kasab over the mainland, kind of north of Dubai, northeast of Dubai. Comms for tonight. I will leave this up to Cowboy and Sting are the primary ones that are going to need to communicate. But there is an open channel for any of the strike package members to get in touch with the other. Sting and Cowboy, because you guys need to be in communication, you have a dedicated channel. So however you choose to break up your flights, if you want to just have one person monitor the common and everyone else on group, or however you see fit, that's fine. And checkmate, if anyone needs to reach you, just have someone monitoring the cap frequency if possible here. Success criteria, this is the same as last week, but we'll go through it again. We are currently at 10 of 20, or 10 of 120 for total campaign points. For the primary objective tonight, we want all of those airfields with the exception of the Harriers. They're not here. So A-10s, if you don't get to those, it will not count against us. But we want all of those to at least have some damage, if not completely destroyed. So that is our primary objective that will be pass-fail, either plus 10 or minus 10. Secondary objective is for Reaper. We want all of the LAR targets destroyed without anyone being detected and or shot at. If If we can pull that off, +5. If not, it is no negative. And the bonus objective is the hidden fob somewhere in the Gulf. We'll go back here just as a reminder. It is somewhere in this box. And for the negatives, like I mentioned, if we miss one of those airfields, with the exception of the Harriers, and each blue jet, this was modified a little bit just to take some of the pressure off. Lost blue jets will be -1 instead of -3. That was a lot of information very quickly. Any questions?
I've just got one question. For doing top cover, because there's 2 strike groups kind of split. Just should we take a priority over one or the other in case to protect one over the other, or just do what we can between the 2 of them?
All your threats will be from the north here, north of Bandar Abbas. So
Bandar
most of
Abbas,
the
okay.
strikers here to the west should be. They have to go through a lot of people to get to the strikers over here. So
Okay, thank you.
I think your cap waypoint is somewhere along in this area. So as long as you hang out here around Keshem or to the east of it, you should be in prime position.
All right, understood. Thank you.
Anyone else? Micah, I saw you in here. I don't know how many other Vipers we have, but you guys may want a few minutes just to make sure everyone's on the same page and figure out what your game plan is. So, how long?
Yeah, we'll probably regroup with Sting and make sure we're in sync there.
Okay. 10 minutes. Bring the server up at 8:25. Does that work for everyone? Or unpause at 8:25 rather.
25 works.
Works
for me.
All right, gentlemen. Best of luck.
All right.
Thank you very much.
God damn it.
So there's still technically 2 spots, so if you want to just take 4-4, that's cool.
Okay.
I didn't see Fritz either.
I think he dropped.
Yeah, I think he dropped or he's not in here anymore.
Yeah, help out Red Eye. He's leading his first flight tonight, so.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Nice.
nervous as shit.
God damn it. Alright, I gotta reboot my computer. My shit just froze.
Alright,
I'm still in voice chat on my phone now.
copy. Alright,
Can someone send me the server name and server password? I don't know if I've joined this one before.
Yeah, same.
it should be the 332 AEW server 2 password AEW or 332 AEW.
All right.
Just look for the mission file. I'm still loading up DCS. So.
Server 2.
Okay, so very quickly,
I don't have required modules. The hell?
crap.
OVGME.
Yeah, did you download OVGME?
No.
Did I send it to you?
I don't know. It's in the group chat.
Yeah, Berger put a thing for it.
You probably won't be north. Will be the closest to that SA-10 and working most directly with Viper. Let's just break up the target package. Sting 1 will take target waypoints 2 through 6, and Sting 3 will take 7 through 12. Same thing for 2 and 4. Break up target waypoints between the 2 flights. I would say Sting 3 take 2 through 7, and Sting 4 8 through 11.
7 through 12 for Sting 3.
8 through 11 for Sting 4.
Yep.
This for waypoints, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if anybody's, my plan or what I would recommend for tonight is to bring J-Cells. Let's get in, drop them, get out, and let's get back in the Marshall stack. We got over 15 people getting in the Marshall stack tonight. So that's
we're gonna have Berger do the ATC again.
If he wants
Yeah.
to.
Use JSLCs also.
Yeah, JSLCs.
Bigger warhead.
I would say I don't think we need it, but we also don't need that many munitions because of how many birds we have. I would say bring double ugly just to make sure fuel in the Marshall stack's not an issue.
Oh,
Sting,
sorry, I'm trying to find this asset pack for y'all.
Sting 1 may also carry a rack of Talds just to throw them out there and help Viper Flight. So Sting 1 will probably bring in double ugly, a rack of 3 Talds, and 4 J-Cells.
Won't that also help our J cells get in? Because can't the SA-10 shoot them down?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem, but yeah, so Sting 1 and 3 definitely need to bring some kind of Talds.
Guys
4,
that need it, check VFA 25 chat, and that should be a direct link to it.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. But yeah, that's flight lead discretion. Sting 1 will definitely be bringing some Talds. Anybody have any questions, concerns?
Just a quick question about being the leader. I'm supposed to be listening to SMC1, right?
SMC2.
Okay, SMC2 250.
Yep, and your -3 should also be helping you with monitoring comms.
240.2 is SMC2.
Yeah, that too. That's something to say.
I don't think if we bring double ugly, especially, there shouldn't be any need to tank tonight. Also, if you've never used J-Cells, they work just like J-Dams. Okay, so if you use J-Dams, use J-Cells. The J-Cells just are glide bombs, so they have a longer range.
They're my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So is this assuming that waypoints are already absolutely designated on targets, so we don't need to acquire them with our flitter pod?
I would check them just to make sure you don't need to adjust them some, but yes, they should be right on the waypoint. So technically, we are firing these TOO, but it will be like pre-planned. So you're still using TOO, and then just waypoint designate the target you're shooting at.
Got it.
Are we doing anything holding until like the 16s give us the go?
We'll communicate with them in the air.
We're doing no bar cap or anything. It's just strike and go.
It's just strike and go.
Okay.
With the J-Cells, we may not even have to get in range of that SAM to fire them. I don't think we will.
Yeah.
No, we can honestly. We might be able to launch them from like the distance of Kasab. Like that they fly.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering about that with J-Cells. Maybe I was even wondering actually even the J-Dams, because I think if you're flying high enough, you might be able to reach it, but I don't know.
You need to be about within 10 to 15 miles, depending on how high you are and how fast with a J-Dam.
You can get some good range on both of them, yeah.
There's moonlight tonight, so the case 3 shouldn't be too difficult. Just communicate, take your time.
So
Fly
absolutely, NVGs, right? 100%.
Oh, again, make sure you guys please put your Modex next to your names in game real quick before you. Unless y'all are already loaded in. If that's the case, whatever, it's fine. But it makes it easier when I'm looking at this.
How do you do that?
It's on
your call
the server list. Yeah, it's the server
on the
list.
reload screen.
Yeah.
Should I just?
Oh yeah, it's on the reload screen.
Do you like winner space 472, or do you want?
Perfect.
Like, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Perfect.
Then we'll just do that.
I think I have it.
Start with the F-15s.
Can you stream just the application, please?
Yeah. Yeah, when you hit your fucking targets. We had an ingress where we just low level once we hit the mainland for the SA2 that was in there. So we were at about 100 feet for about 60 miles. Mach 1 all these bad boys with GBU 38s. We were hitting all the munition stuff.
Fucking raspberry.
One in dash three did a good job. We did also end a bloodline just west of the target. So hate to see that happen. We egressed. Did some assistance with Gambler. Did an awesome little form flight with them. Did a whole overhead with them. So it was cool. It was cool. Did he just notice? Viper. Storky? Okay. We're skipping Micah.
What you want? What you
Oh,
want?
sorry. You wanted the Vipers? Or Cowboy Flight?
Not anymore.
Oh,
Alrighty.
oh, my bad. All right, we're on Storky.
Okay, so we made one pass on some. There's some clusters on some F5s, static F5s. I don't know if they went okay. We didn't really see any impact. It was kind of weird. I think DCS did that thing where they just burst the clusters early and then they despawn. But double cluster on the ramp, and then we came back around, did a nice little 270 in towards our main targets, and then hit some targets, and then we weren't getting shot at, so we had one more shot to come back around, and more bombs on more targets. And then the fun part, strafing run on those F5s. So let them have it. More strafing, and we out. That looks pretty clean.
And easy money. We wanted to make it 2 passes, but then we weren't getting shot at, and we wanted to blow stuff up. If we had one more airplane, we could have made that much more efficient. Anyway, we win.
All right, Cowboy, Viper.
Yep. So we flew in, flight of 3, F-16. All harms and a couple JSOWs. We were tasked to suppress the SA-10 that was deep north of Iran there. They were turned off the whole time until they turned on to just shoot down our harms, so they were really effective. We weren't able to destroy any of them, but we kept them suppressed for most of the mission.
That could do.
Job done.
It's a lot of
They're Skynet, so I think that's just the way they are.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just freaked out. Ooh.
Oh, I think that one made it. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Everyone baited us there.
Close. Is that it?
That's all we got. We recovered at Kasab there.
Sweet. Anybody else over there? Nope. All right. Boat boys.
It was a pretty quick night for us. Sting departed the boat. We had 2 different objectives. 1 and 3 went to the eastern target. We were pretty separated though, so we dropped in 2 different waves. Really no issues. I believe we took out all the targets. Sting 3, 4, or Sting 2 and 4. You got anything to add?
Our waypoints weren't exactly on the building, so we had to track them, but we were able to drop some on them.
Yeah, we had to make a slight educated guess on which buildings to hit, but I think we got them.
Wow. Nice coordination there. Those are some cool shots.
Those last ones were some talls that I just threw out there just in case, but the range on is basically the same as the J cells. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh, did our J cells actually get there?
Yeah, J cells got there. No problem.
Nice.
Upon recovery, I had to marshal everyone back in, so I put my bird in the drink again. So if you see that as a kill, that's what I did.
My game crashed in the Marshall stack, so.
Damn, look at all them coming.
Those
Yeah, that
all
was pretty
drilled
sweet.
everything over there.
Hell yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching this here. This is. Oh, yeah. Saving that
That's
for
hot.
later.
But yeah, because of the J cells, we were able to stay out of same threat range, so no issues whatsoever.
How was the boat? Boat was good tonight?
Yeah, like I said, I had to intentionally put mine in the drink because I was marshaling everyone in. But apart from that, it wasn't bad.
Got the issues fixed? Nice.
We had ILS
We didn't.
issues for some guys. For some reason, ILS
Yeah.
wasn't coming up on some of our guys.
We had some of the similar issues. ACLS worked, but ICLS was not. It was very strange.
I didn't have ACLS nor the needles.
Interesting.
Oh, that's what happens
No,
when
that's
you
pretty
stream the
impressive.
application instead of your screen. All right. Jupy?
Yeah, so we started with the 3-ship, took off, mustered over the boat, flew out to where we needed to fly. We lost Jace at some point. His game crashed. I looked behind me and I saw his contrail go completely vertical, and then he was stuck in the middle of the sky. But then me and Virginia kept up a grinder pattern. We kind of used that island just the south of the airfield, bend our boss there. I think we got ahead of both Sting and Cowboy, so we just set up a grinder. Just worked that and to make sure that there were no threats. We got 29 nails, but nothing ever interloped into our killer zone or airspace. So we just worked on our base. Just a nice grinder. Got to watch the Hornets drop all those J-Sows. At one point, I was able to push over Bandar boss and gave him kind of a bit of a BDA. A lot of shit was on fire, so it looked good. And then we went back to the boat. 2 wires, 100% boarding rate. Because I don't count Jace dying, because Jace would have fucking landed. Because that's literally the only thing he ever wants to do in this game. So, a successful night for us. Nobody died.
Wait, what did those 29s do?
Nothing.
They saw 14 nails and were like, fuck that.
They flew all the way to the boat every time I tested it.
That's funny.
They was scared. So
tonight was not their
air
night,
supremacy.
apparently.
Air supremacy is achieved.
America.
The second group never spawned. I guess no one ever ventured too close to Keshem, so good job there.
Lore accurate. I ran.
Dude's in a rate fight over there.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
All right,
Well,
where are the barbons?
I saw a lot of
All right.
A10s in the kill feed.
Yeah, we had A10 split up into 3 flights, actually. 1 and 2 flight, 2 members each. Hit our 2 targets. Had a few technical issues at the start for 1 flight, just PC, actually personal PC stuff, but essentially bounded between our islands and then onto the actual Harrier's targets. And yeah, there was no resistance, pretty much. We wiped the floor with everything. Pretty sure we kept almost every single runway intact. And yeah. We did have Annie do some reconnaissance ahead of time during our training on Monday to see where the fob could potentially be, and I believe he found it and killed all of it in the southwest of Keshem there. Not sure if that's what it was, but whatever the hell's down there is dead now, so.
That is it.
Perfect. So yeah, A10s did the Harrier's job, our job, and we did the fob, so total success.
Fucking
And no
get it
losses.
done.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
job, Annie.
Oh boy, here I go killing
They
again.
didn't like that.
Unlimited Mavericks.
One for you.
Very
Bullying
nice.
them
For
now.
you.
You just got to
Two
know the cheat
flights.
code.
2 flights, all your flak batteries, and raised you a 2,000 pounder.
Like you do.
Like you do. Yeah. Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
All right, don't get
And then we
cocky
just
now.
hit, yeah, we just hit fuel silos for like the next 10 minutes, I think, since there was nothing
My
else left to
job.
hit.
God damn. That was a long flight for you guys too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty close, but we were pretty thorough with what we killed. So it took us a little longer.
Like you do.
That one went after a silo.
No, nobody's judging you. Nope. All
Did
right.
we miss a 57? Whoops.
Nobody's judging you. Who?
It's
who
okay.
missed
We
the
trust
shot?
you.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. All right, that's as far as my tactic goes, but I believe you guys. So we got the fob done. All the missions succeed. My wife just called me, so now I'm like, what the fuck? All the mission success goals, right? And did we actually lose anybody? Like actually?
Negative. I think we lost.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like clean sweep.
There was one accident on airfield recovery.
Micah, you're slurring your speech.
So
Am I?
apparently.
Or you.
You're
I'm
slurring
just
your
depressed
spur.
about it. I'm just depressed about it.
Why? Because you lost the drag race to 3-1 left for takeoff?
I'm not going to go into what happened.
It was a racing incident. All right. I got nothing else. Good job, Smoke.
Good mission.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, great.
Excellent job.
Really fun. Thanks, guys.
All right, good night.
Very fun.
Excellent raid, gentlemen.
Good night.
Excellent raid.
Good night.
We got a number one victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down.